Hey everyone, it's Kai from Kool Collectibles back again for another review. This time it's the Bandai S.H.Figuarts Bruce Lee. For all the amazing figures coming out of Japan, click the link in the description below to head on over to Big Bad Toy Store. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, the only other Bandai Tamashii Nations figures that I have are the Star Wars movie realization figures. So this is my first S.H.Figuarts figure, and I gotta say, it is absolutely fantastic. Just on the box, I never knew what SH stood for in S.H.Figuarts, but according to this, it could probably mean simple style and heroic action for the S and the H. So a bit of trivia there that I just found out, and I do like this trivia here about how they do the digital printing for the head sculpt. So that's some pretty awesome toy technology there, and there's a few pictures of the awesome poses that you can get out of this figure. It is pretty small, but I'll show you guys a comparison against some of the other 6-inch and 3 3/4 inch figures that I have left in my collection. But just a quick look at the accessories. It comes with 4 head sculpts, so you get the standard default one there, and then you get these 3 like so. So you get the one where he's sort of looking to the right, which does look awesome. All the paint applications are pretty damn amazing. This is the standard sort of stoic look, straight ahead, and the likenesses are very good for this particular scale. This one's not looking to the left or anything, but a bit more of an action pose where he's just done a move or something like that. But my favourite has to be this sort of screaming action one where he's just pounded the shit out of someone and he's flexing those muscles using that wah sound. Excuse my voice, I think I might be coming down with a cold or something, but you get the idea. He does come with his long staff or bow stick, or I'm not sure what the official name for these things are called. So there's the long stick there. He comes with the 2 short sticks that he used in Enter the Dragon as well, and of course the obligatory nunchucks. And that is a metal chain, but it does feel very delicate, so just be careful there. But the detailing is very good. And of course he comes with a whole slew of hands. That there's so many iconic poses that he does with the hands. So there's his iconic sort of finger thing where he does the pose just as he's about to do that fight scene at the end of Enter the Dragon. There's the thumbing the nose, which I might use actually. A few other hands like that, sort of open palm, meditating hands that I just threw on the ground, and a few others like that, and a few of the fist holding hands with the holes through there so you can put the sticks and so on. So plenty of posing options. I've actually got him with the open palmed hands like so. But the best thing about this figure is definitely the articulation. Before I do that, I'll just quickly show you how to swap the head. It's just essentially half the head sculpt, so you just pretty much just pull on the chin a little bit. Just make sure you don't dig your nails in there and scratch anything off, and you pull that off. And there's the mechanism inside there. And you can pretty much just, you see the, if this thing ever refocuses again, you see these little ledges and so on the head sculpt, and you just insert it in like so. It's pretty seamless on the hair, so not too big a deal, and it does look amazing. But I'll swap it back, so just bear with me. Before I go through the articulation, here's just a quick size comparison with a 6-inch Black Series figure and a 3 3/4 inch vintage collection figure. So you can see he's not quite as tall as the 6-inch figures, pretty close, but definitely bigger than the 3 3/4 inch. And I've got to say, the articulation on him is far better than the 6-inch Black Series. If Hasbro could make these figures with this sort of articulation, then they would really actually compete with the S.H.Figuarts Star Wars line from Bandai. I don't actually have any of those figures, but if the articulation of those Star Wars figures is anything like this guy, then they definitely blow away the Black Series figures. And I have seen some photos of their Jedi Luke, for example, and the head sculpt, I guess in my opinion, is definitely better than the Hasbro Black Series. And if, yeah, as I was saying, if the articulation is like this guy, it is far better. So I can definitely see why a lot of collectors are jumping on board the S.H.Figuarts line. The articulation and the attention to detail is just amazing. For articulation, he does have, he can move his neck a bit down, so he can look down quite a far way, and he can push up and look up. Not so far, but not too bad. The shoulder articulation, there is that sort of butterfly joint there, so you can move the arms in and out like so, which is good, and plenty of range of motion to the sides there, like so. I think there might be this bicep swivel. I thought mine was a bit tight, but it looks to have loosened up a little bit, so you can get the bicep swivel there. Double jointed elbows, so you get a lot of range of motion, and it doesn't look too bad for this particular scale, so I'm fairly happy with that. It would have been nice if it wasn't such a shiny sort of plastic compared to the other skin tone, but overall I can't complain about that range of motion too much at all. It has the upper torso swivel there with a bit of the ab crunch, and then you have the full waist rotation and ab crunch as well, so you can get him into all sorts of poses, and there's not too much risk of paint rub either. So I mean, I was a bit careful when I first started, but it doesn't really seem to rub against each of the components and just moves really nicely against each other, so I can't complain about that at all. This crotch piece is a sort of a floating, almost soft plastic, so it won't hinder the articulation of the legs too much, so the legs can go out pretty far. They're on this, it's not a ball joint, it's some sort of weird mechanism, so it rotates around, goes in and out, and has a lot of range of motion that way. The knees, double jointed knees, so you can get a good range of motion there. Similar to the elbows, they are a different sort of plastic, so they are a bit shinier, which is a shame, but with that articulation I can't complain too much. With the ankles, I love the range of motion in the ankle rocking motion there. You can get a bit of tilt there, a bit of rotation, and it's got the little toe flick as well, so if he's bending his foot or anything like that, it just looks incredible. And the ability for this thing to actually hold a pose is very impressive. I'll just see if I can quickly put one together, but if he's just sort of standing there kicking like that, looking straight ahead, I'll just put it down, it's a matter of just futzing around with it, and it'll hold the pose like that. You know, I used to spend ages just trying to get some of the Black Series figures to stand up straight, and I jinxed it, but you get the idea. I mean, it's not too hard to get this thing to hold that pose, and there you go. And I was trying a whole bunch of other things with different poses, different hands, different face sculpts. It's you know, if you look on Instagram and a whole bunch of other places, you'll see some incredible pictures of this particular figure. So I definitely highly recommend it. I don't know if it's actually sold out in most of the Japanese stores, but if you click the link in the description, you'll head over to Big Bad Toy Store and still be able to pick it up, I think. I thought the pre-orders sold out, but as they were being released, the pre-orders opened up again, and so I actually ordered one for my brother as well, and I'll be giving that to him soon. But it's an absolutely sensational figure. I can't stop putting it down to just play around with the articulation. And just the likeness, the attention to detail is, if you're a Bruce Lee fan, I think this is pretty much a must-have figure. I can't recommend it enough. So hopefully you like that quick look at the S.H.Figuarts Bruce Lee. Hopefully you can click that subscribe button. I've got a bunch of reviews coming up with some Hot Toys figures and the next range of the MP Transformers as well. So hopefully you can stick around for that. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.